So I have a vague, very vague memory of when I was about 10, discovering one of these in the between the floorboards of mine and my brother's bedroom. I must have been about 10 or so, and I think the uh, the carpet was being replaced. And for a short time, there was no carpet, and this was wedged down in the between the floorboards, right? And as you can see, it's a bat symbol. And I can remember, even though I was about 10 or so, I can remember instantly having a flashback to the even younger me because this is a stand, all right? The light's dreadful today, and I'm having to use the light on the camera, but that's actually red. It's not the orange that it's made out to be. And this is a bat logo stand, right? I didn't do the colouring in with whatever that was. I'll come to that in a minute. Um, and I can remember being about 10. I'd completely forgotten this thing and had a flashback that it's actually a stand. There's the two lugs. That the feet of a Batman figure that I used to have slotted into. And I could very um, strongly, all of a sudden, the memory came back of how the Batman figure was a body, um, arms and legs, and a separate head and cape, which squeezed on top of the neck, right? And that was my entire memory. I had very fond memories of it because, you know, back when I was like a 4 or 5 year old, Batman was my hero. Batman was on TV. Batman was my bubblegum cards. Batman was my comics, right? Um, but I didn't know anything more about it, and it wasn't until the internet, and quite a long way into the internet, that I started to do a look into it. And it turns out that you used to get a Batman and Robin figure made by a company called Cherilea. I think that's how you pronounce it. And they were sold exclusively through Woolworths here in the UK, which we certainly did in our nearest town. So once I knew what it was, I could start looking for another one, right? And many years ago, I don't know, 10 or more years ago, I found one on eBay, and this is what I got, right? 10 or more years ago. This is it. Look, I'll show you. Look, see, head comes off. And I remember owning just this bit for a very long time. Okay, so that's how he is. And as you can see, it's not the best likeness to Adam West. And the paint is practically all gone, right? There is no paint. I remember this lovely sparkly blue for the cape and cowl, which is replicating, you know, what it was like on the TV show. Um, but the paint, excuse me, has gone, as you can see on the gloves. Most of the gold has gone off the belt. It's all worn on the boots, and most of the bat emblem is missing a bit, and all his flesh has gone. And this is because this is an incredibly, you can tell that's not paint, the grey, that's the plastics. It's very waxy plastic, and waxy plastic doesn't take paint very well. And these are toys, children's toys, and they are played with. And looking into it, it seemed that it was very rare that you'd find any with any proper amount of paint still on. And a problem with the Batman figure was very often the ears on his cowl would be chewed, so you'd have chewed off ears, unlike this one. So this is pretty much the kind of like standard that you would get. I immediately put in a search, a saved search on eBay for Cherilea Batman, and they pop up every, you know, couple of weeks or so. There's certainly still plenty around there, out there. They're never in better condition than this. I mean, this one's okay. You get a gist of what he's like. Somebody has at some point coloured in the underside, but yeah, basically he slots in like, oh, so I don't know how you would play with one of these because I mean, what are you going to do with him? You know, he's fit. It's a fixed pose. So anyway, that's how he. I've had him for quite a while. A few years back, I bought another one with a view to repainting it, which I made a right cock up on. But recently, over on my Patreon page, I did repaint him fully. I painted the bodysuit as well as the blues that weren't the top bit and his skin. And yeah, that was a peculiar result because I was trying to paint it realistically, but there's something about that face which just isn't realistic. So that's how it is, right? And that's how it's been. But recently on my save search, um, Batman and Robin came up because Robin sometimes comes up by himself, sometimes Batman and Robin, but they're always round about this condition or worse. But recently, I had a save search come up for Batman and Robin, and they didn't look too bad. They looked better than this. So I put it on my watch list, and yeah, the sale ended a few days ago. I put in a bid for I think £20, and I won, which I'm very surprised by. So here we go. I'm going to take them out the box now and let's have a look. So this is the one I've had for 10, 15 years or so. We'll put him to one side. He can watch the unwrapping now. So yeah. So first of all, let's do Batman. I'm really looking forward to the Robin figure because the Robin figure I don't think I ever owned. So I don't recall it. Anyway, so here we go. This is Batman straight out the box. Bit of bubble wrap. That's a good sign because look, the emblem has not been coloured in. Excuse me, I'm coming down with a cold. Oh, he's fallen apart. Let me just plop him back on. There we go. So I've never ever seen um, one of these figures that is still got all its paint on. That's actually got his flesh on um, either. So it looks genuine to me. It's quite sloppy, the paint job. I think if this was a repaint, maybe it wouldn't be as sloppy. But this is in, I think this is genuine. The ears are lovely and pointy. Uh, Again, with this light, I can't really show you the skin. Um, it's a one-tone skin job, quite patchy. Again, I think if this was a repaint, then somebody might have done a better job. But we have got wear and tear, but that's far less wear and tear than on my one. So that's really good. Yeah, let's compare the ears. Yeah, these are far better condition than these. These have got damage. Yeah, there we go. Oh, sorry, that's my phone. Maybe something else is just about to end on eBay. So yeah, far more paint on this one. All right, so that's Batman. Let's have them both sides of my bit of kryptonite, and let's bring in Robin. As I say, I have absolutely no memory of owning Robin, and it seems it's quite rare to find a Robin still with the cape. So same bat symbol. Man, they are some thighs. So here we go. This is Robin then. Yeah, you should be able to get that. Again, the light is... let me turn the light off and maybe we can gauge the colours a bit better. Not by much. But there he is. Again, I don't think this is a repaint. They are quite rudimentary, the paint jobs, aren't they? But there he is. I'm guessing the cape is easy to lose because look, oh, I didn't realise the R is part of the cape. So that would be easy because it is just his cape. So that would be easy to lose. You know, if you lost Batman's cape, you've lost his head as well. You'd go searching for it. But No, he's smart. I like him. I'm not going to touch these up at all. I'm going to leave them as is, um, like so. As far as I'm aware, I think it is just these two. You never got a Batgirl or what have you, or a Joker. But no, these are really good. I'm surprised I got them for the price I did. So I did. I guess they're just not collectible. Um, Maybe people didn't collect them back then. I mean, for me, I'm owning them again because this is a huge nostalgia thing for me, especially to have that one back, which I knew I had, and now I've got both and can complete the set. So yeah, no, very pleased to have these, and very pleased not to have spent too much money on them.